Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You may take your seats. And now, as we commence with the evening's proceedings, might I invite the chairman of the Royal College Rugby Match Organizing Committee, Mr. Harijal Surya, with the welcome address.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Royal College Rugby Match Organizing Committee, I would like to thank everyone for your presence here today from your busy schedules. As our valued guests, may I take the opportunity to enlighten you on the significant aspects of today's launch. Honorable Hanif Fernando, Minister of Immigration, Foreign Employment, and Principal Royal College, Mr. Henry Fowler Watts, Principal Trinity College. Teachers in charge, academic staff of both schools, secretary and other office bearers of RCU, other distinguished invitees, proud sponsors of the game, members of media institutions, coaches, members of college rugby match committees, and my dear Ruggerite and students. History and traditions are us. History assures us of who we are, and if we are brave enough, it can also teach us where we have failed in triumph, behaved honorably, or been disgraced. Great traditions are not always old, but the best ones are usually those that stand the test of time, like the good old wine enhanced with age. First and foremost, let me brief you on the history of this great tradition. Both colleges were founded in the 19th century, Royal in 1835, when Reverend was the principal, and Trinity in 1872, Reverend Richard Collins. In the past era, cricket was the main sport for Sri Lanka schoolboys, but rugby attracted quite a bit of interest in 1916 when it was first introduced to Reed Avenue. 4 years later, the inaugural encounter with Trinity took place. The old ball game became the centerpiece of the school sports arena. The island's oldest and definitely the most glamorous rugby encounter, the Bradby encounter, commonly known as the Bradby, is played annually between the two traditional rivals, Royal College Colombo and Trinity College Candy. The encounter is played for the Bradby Shield, which is acknowledged in the country as the blue ribbon of school rugby. Finding evidence of this claim is much less strenuous undertaking, as even though each school is entitled to be proud of the long-standing sports fixtures they engage against their own traditional rivals, perhaps none can match the fanfare, the prestige associated with Bradby Shield, or even the long-standing Battle of the Blues with St. Thomas's that we play. Call it what you want, a sporting event, a social event, or the most important annual encounter in schools rugby. The fact remains that the Royal Trinity Rugby encounter is also the most anticipated event of the year for the Lions, the Tuskers, and the rugby enthusiasts across the island. It is said that the Bradby Shield encounter is the oldest school rugby fixture in the world. This unfortunately is a fallacy. In the possible absence of stronger contenders, the honor of playing the oldest rugby fixture, including alternating home and return legs, should belong to Edinburgh Academy and Mackintosh Castle School in Scotland, played in 1857. In the year 1945, the principal of Royal College and the time Mr. Bradby brought forth the idea of playing an annual two-legged series, which was warmly received by the principal of Trinity College at that time, Mr. C. S. Sumitarachi. Mr. Bradby offered the shield, which was to be held by the victors for a period of 1 year, and the series has been played annually uninterrupted ever since. The first Bradby Shield game was played at the Racecourse grounds. Royal were led by C.D.L. Fernando and the Trinity was Robert Souza. In the first leg, Royal were the winners 3-0, and the second leg was played at the Dorambara, where the Trinity was led by B.R. Pilapitia, came out on top, beating Royal 6-0. With this win, the Trinity managed to win the Shield in the inaugural year on the basis of aggregate. 75 years has passed since the Shield was first introduced, and the Bradby remains the only encounter which has had the uninterrupted run ever since. The continuity of the matches with every other school that Royal has played has been interrupted at some stage for some reason or another. The series between the schools is much older. To be precise, 99 years ago. The centenary will be celebrated in the year 2020. Interestingly, Royal beat Trinity only twice in the pre-Bradby era, but came back with a bang since 1945 to win many as 33 against 39 to Trinity. There are 2 ties series in the 1992 and in 2016. Since the birth in 1945, the Bradby Shield has played an important role in the life of Trinitians and Royalists. It is an event where rivalries are only limited to the playing field, while friendships and brotherhood prevail outside it. Royal College Rugby Organising Committee, also known as RCMRC, has a mandate bestowed upon us by the RCU to organize our home games and to seek probable sponsors to run the year's rugby season along with the Rugby Advisory Committee. Some of the salient features would consist of providing background for the players to play the game with peace of mind, providing spectators with adequate space for comfortable seating, creating an atmosphere to entice the crowd, and organizing the traditional team dinner. It is proud to say that we have managed to launch a festival season pass concept, Royal Tuskers Enclosure, in Sri Lanka, giving the discerning rugby spectators the comfort, memorabilia, fisheries, and the best seats in the stadium to watch the game they love. The crowd who patronize the game are colorful, cheerful, and witty. And the event boasts of drawing spectators by thousands, not to mention those watching live streaming of the game from around the world. Even the female spectators are engrossed with the game, forgetting their hair, makeup, or their look. Unlike any other rugby matches, the action and the Bradby always captures you. The game is guaranteed to be a nail-biter to the end. Be as it may, tradition demands that the encounter be enjoyed in the formal ritual celebration. Rugby is a different kind of sporting experience in Sri Lanka, one which bears no relations to all to the game experience in the land of origin. Unlike any other school matches in Sri Lanka, or probably the world, there is a certain favour that grips Royalists and the Trinitians, both young and old, nationally and internationally. This passion, madness, and the frenzy to be a part of Bradby Shield, as it fondly referred by the people, is often not understood by others who are not a part of this hallowed institution, precisely fraternities. As there is much more to the event than rugby. To me, Bradby is not just a special, but it's a passion. To all of us who have been fortunate enough to don the blue and gold and red, blue and gold jersey, it is something supreme. Nobody else can understand this sensation, feeling, other than someone who has played the Bradby, be it victor or defeat. More than the special, Bradby is unique. For me, I consider it an honor and privilege to be chair the 75th year. Furthermore, also I have the honor in representing the 50th Golden Jubilee Bradby winning side in 1994 with my colleague Rajasekara, who had the privilege of captaining the 50th Bradby and is also the incumbent chairman of Committee. Most well-established lands become indelibly etched for entirety in the minds, lives and cultures of people all over the world. Therefore, it is of paramount importance for a brand to have its own identity or logo, or without it, what would a brand be? Ironically, to date, a sole identity has not been in existence as a personification of all this, the Bradby Shield. Hence, a collective of indistinct luminaries of the Royal Trinity Fraternity, after much thought and deliberation, create an exclusive brand identity for the Bradby Shield. This is to be launched as the new match logo and to be continued annually for better identity and acceptance, giving it added prestige and exclusivity. Secondly, a new gold coin was minted and introduced to the same ethos, to toss, thus creating a combined history, which is a renaissance of the Bradby Shield after 75 years as we celebrate the Platinum Jubilee. On the same note, we will be launching the 75th anniversary stand and the first day cover to commemorate this occasion. The logo maintains simplicity and derives its shape from the oval rugby ball. The year indicated at the top of the logo stands the date of the first encounter. The appearance of the two school crests follows the order of the years which they established. The usage of the name of the match is signified the donor of the shield. The color scheme are self-explanatory. finally the rugger ride is a personification of the sport itself. Over the years, the dominance of the Bradby as a brand has snowballed, making a highly coveted manner, which provided many learnings and even sets benchmark of brand strength that today's brands would aspire to. The essence of Bradby is excitement, but there is a strong connectivity with the royalists and the Trentians that hinges on patriotism and being proud that we are royalists or Trentians. This is essentially seen when the brand is featured during the month of May. It is argued that profits is only the driver of business, but here is an exception where passion is driving force of the business. An event that the busiest conglomerates, corporate executives or CEOs will find time for, and the old boys will cross continents to attend. The game that brings the cities to it hosts, it's an even a nation to stand still. It's a sport so powerful and is capable of transcending war and politics and the spirits of the Bradby. Brand Bradby Shield has evolved in the country and now it is so close to many, just like any other brand. But as a point that needs to be understood is that has been created by the past and present pupils of this hallowed institution. Hence, most of the success must attribute to them. The present boys of Royal and Trinity carry a new weight on their shoulders to keep this great game alive in true tradition and spirit. More so, the old boys of the two schools owe it to the respective alma mater and to be present boys to set an example of what the encounter is all about. Not to win at any cost, but to play the game hard in the true spirit of sportsmanship and friendly rivalry in a uniquely Bradby tradition. Both these schools have produced eminent personalities who have learned the books of and learned on men and learned to play the game of rugby. The first executive president of Sri Lanka, His Excellency Jaya Jayawardena, Summa Navaratna, Honorable Malik Samaritkamana, C.R. De Silva, Deshamani Ken Balendra, General Denso Kabakadua, Duncan White, Honorable Lakshman Kadragaman, Jayanta Dharma, who have had the privilege of experiencing the thrill of playing in a Bradby, they are proud rugby products of our institutions. Many reputed All Ceylon and Sri Lanka rugby rights have been produced by both schools and some represented the country while still being at school. Even in modern day, it is so evident when one looks at the conglomerates and corporates in Sri Lanka how loyal alumni pull strings for each other, proudly claiming he was a college buddy, my batchmate, we played rugby together. Would not today corporate aspire as such cult brands? With our new face will come a new vigor and dynamism, but some things will stay the same. The character of our fraternity, our history, culture and traditions, our laughter and joy, our tears and regrets. When we look back on our history, the Bradby Shield as a brand has existed for 70 years. The uniqueness of its that is considered it never had a single payroll employee, but only the efforts of different old boys and brand evangelists, which is a phenomenal achievement. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Honorable Minister of Education, Foreign Employment and Sports and the staff for agreeing and letting us use this state-of-the-art facility. Honorable Minister of Postal Service and Muslim Religious Affairs and the staff for consenting and helping us to obtain the approval to launch the stand and the first takeover in commemorating the 75th anniversary. Singer Sri Lanka for coming forward for over 30 years as our main event sponsor, and special note to Arema Holding for being our main sponsor for the first time. All other category sponsors who have supported and are supporting the Royal Rugby Match Organizing Committee and Advisory Committees that made this launch possibility and the encounter a reality and a success. All agencies who have resourced in creating this new match logo and the toss coin, companies who have helped us to manufacture memorabilia, event organizers, Royal Rugby Match Organizing Committee and Advisory Committee, prefects, students who have offered their time and sweat to make this launch a reality and success. Finally, I would fail in my duties if I don't take this opportunity to thank you, all my predecessors who have been a part of this amazing journey of 75 years. Please accept my heartfelt regret for inability to thank you individually. Last but not least, may I request you all to pay your undivided attention to the rest of the proceedings. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Surya. Thus, from 1920 to 1945 and now to 2019, from strength to strength. Thus, ladies and gentlemen, as we take a look back to the 75 years of history, of spirit, of passion and tradition, might I now invite all of you to direct your attention towards the screen as we have a small video prepared for all of you.
That magically conjure up a myriad of emotions in the minds of rugby-loving Sri Lankans. It's a tale of two schools and two cities, the 148-year-old Trinity College Kandy and the 184-year-old Royal College Colombo. Two games are played every year, 2 weeks apart. But it's one sport, rugby.
One goal, victory, and one trophy, the Bradby Shield.
It's a 100-year-old sporting rivalry that began in 1920, initially with one game a year. But in 1945, an Englishman named Edward Lawrence Bradby literally changed the goalposts. As principal of Royal College, he agreed with his counterpart, Mr. C.E. Sinitrarachi of Trinity College, on a new format of an annual 2-match series, with the winner decided on the aggregate score. A wooden disc upon which is mounted traditional Kandy and silver carvings was chosen as the shield, and thus was born the legendary Bradby Shield. His goal in initiating this idea was to ensure the continued success of this sporting rivalry after his return to England. Little did he know that his name would be synonymous with the most anticipated, most talked about, and best attended school rugby encounter in the country and probably in the world. Affectionately called the Bradby, the two legs of rugby have been played uninterrupted for the last 75 years. To commemorate the 100th encounter between Royal and Trinity, Principal Bradby and his wife were guests of honor at the second leg in 1983. The Bradby means many things to many different people. For the players, it's the prestige. Though many dream about playing the heavenly game for their alma mater in this hallowed encounter, only 30 to 45 boys from both schools get to fulfill them every year. It's the culmination of all the hard work and effort put in during the season that fuels the motivation and the drive.
British games have been known to reach
hitherto unheard levels of skill and speed. For the winners, it's the ecstasy of victory and the glory of raising the shield on the podium. For the losers, it's the desire to come back stronger in the coming year. The post-game bonding
friendships built up for the ages.
This camaraderie then stretches up for life and fuels the passion every year thereafter to cheer on their old school. For the spectators, it's the glamour of attending the Blue Ribbon Rugby event of the year. Present students look forward to the annual trip to the hill capital or the commercial capital, as the case may be. Past students, together with their families, fill up trains, coaches and cars to get to the games. For many, it becomes a family or friendly getaway. Old boys of both schools eagerly wait the annual encounter, with many traveling from overseas just to watch the spectacle and revel in the pre- and post-match activities. Old stories are swapped and trivial on-field and off-field achievements are embellished with superhuman feats. You don't need to be a Trinityan or a Royalist to enjoy the tradition that is the Bradby Shield encounter.
Thank you for your attention, ladies and gentlemen. Our next segment this evening is prepared with the objective of recognizing the Bradby Shield as a brand and to commemorate our 75th outing. Thus, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the official launch of the Bradby logo and toss coin.
Presenting the official launch of the Bradby logo and toss coin.
Ladies and gentlemen, that marks 75 years of a legacy. Can we please have a round of applause? A round of applause not only in congratulation of the 75 years we have come, but the many years that we have to go. Thus, ladies and gentlemen, next up we have a gentleman bringing to you glad tidings from the hill country. But I now invite the Principal of Trinity College, Mr. Andrew Fowler-Watt, as he addresses the gathering.
Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. There are so many dignitaries here today. I can't possibly remember them all, but Honourable Minister, it's lovely to have you here, and the Principal of Royal College, and the members of the Royal College Rugby Wing, and of course Trinity College's Scrummage, the OTRS. And everybody else who's here, including the boys who will be playing this season for both teams. It's lovely to be here, and I do indeed bring greetings from the hill country. It's a bit cooler up there at the moment, and our pitch is looking in wonderful condition at Parakelly, so we look forward very much to seeing you there on May the 11th, I think it is, isn't it? By which time everybody will have played 8 or 9 matches, and so we'll be towards the end of the season, whereas at the moment we're just at the very start. And I'd like to wish, obviously, all my boys, the Trinity College boys, all the very best for the season, but also Royal. I wish you all the very best for the upcoming season. I hope it's a happy one and a healthy one, and I hope that you win all your matches except for the Bradby Shield. But seriously, this is a very special occasion, and as I've grown to expect, Royal College organises these things very well indeed. And it's a pleasure for those of us who are connected with Trinity College to be part of this night's special event. And of course it is a special year. 75 years of continuous two-leg competition in any sport is remarkable. And the fact that every game matters so much in the Bradby Shield is a wonderful thing. But as we've already heard today, of course, it's not just about winning. Winning is incredibly important, of course, and I'm sure that the boys at the beginning of the season would sacrifice everything else for a win in the Bradby Shield, and I quite understand that. But actually, the fact that there is the Bradby Shield, and it is such a major national event, is in a way more important than that, because it's something that Sri Lanka has that, in my knowledge, other countries don't have. And that's a very special thing. And the fact that tens of thousands of people watch the Bradby every year live on television here in the country, but also all over the world. I know there are parties in Melbourne, in Toronto, in Washington, in London, all over the place. And of course nowadays it's more immediate because people can actually watch the game as it happens. And boys, you may think that's been going on forever, but of course it hasn't. That is very, very recent. But it, in a sense, has brought a new universality to the Bradby Shield. And that makes it a bigger game than it was perhaps before. 75 years is a long time. And amazingly, I'm not sure about Royal, your captain, Fernando, of the first Bradby. Is he called Mr. Fernando? Not sure, but anyway, the Royal College captain, Robert Sourager, 75 years on, is still healthy and well and living in Sydney. And we're very much hoping, I'm very much hoping that he will be able to make it this year for the 75th Bradby. It would be a wonderful achievement if he possibly could. So I don't know whether our scrummage are working on him to do that, but it would be, to me, a wonderful thing if he could be there. And of course, I hope that this year, at both legs, there will be loads and loads of former players of both schools of all ages there. Every year, the night before the Bradby, I, as it were, enter the lion's den. But of course, as a Trinity principal, I'm a lion in a way. But I go to the annual dinner organised by the Royal College rugby players for their former teams. And it's an amazing event each year. And the prefect of games from Trinity, Shane, and I tend to be the only non-royalists there. But we always enjoy ourselves because we're made to feel so welcome. And I think that is something that is a particularly special thing. When I first went, my first year, this is my fourth Bradby, the first year I had no idea what to expect. I was absolutely dreading that dinner. And it really took me by surprise because the Royalists were so incredibly welcoming and friendly. And I hope that when you come up to Kandy, although we do it in a slightly different way, we're also friendly and welcoming to you too. Because that is what the Bradby should be all about. Yes, of course, both sides desperately want to win, both schools desperately want to win. But actually the friendships that have been made between players of both schools last a lifetime. And that is something very, very special. So I would like to wish everybody well from Royal College and Trinity College on this special occasion. I would like to thank everybody who's organised tonight. I would like to thank the sponsors of both school teams and indeed of the Bradby itself for their support, and that definitely helps make this such a special event, and it certainly helps rugby be so professional within the school world here. So thank you, sponsors. I'd like to, most of all, though, wish all the boys who are playing rugby throughout the season, but particularly at the Bradby, I'd like to wish all the players of Royal College and Trinity College all the very best for the season. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Just as you mentioned, you take great pride in the Lions of Trinity College. In much the same way, we find great pride in not only the exceptional performance of the Tuskers, the Royal College U15 rugby team, but also the phenomenal support extended by our Royal Rugby fraternity. The Tuskers season pass was initially launched last year to give the staunch Royal Rugby supporters the chance to watch the match from the best location with the most comfort. Thus, it is my pleasure now to present to you a short clip on the Tuskers enclosure.
Good evening, everybody. The chief guest of this memorable event, Honorable Minister Harin Fernando, the Minister of Sports, Postmaster General, Principal of Trinity College, members of the media, all the distinguished guests, both the captains of both schools, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pride that I address you all today as we prepare for the historical 75th Bradby Shield, which will take place in about 2 months' time. As everyone knows, this is the blue ribbon event of the entire rugby calendar and one of the most important and looked forward to event for all Royalists and Trinitians. The Bradby Shield was introduced in 1945 when the then principal of Royal, Mr. E.L. Bradby, together with his counterpartner at Trinity College, Mr. Sumit, decided to make the game between Trinity and Royal a permanent fixture. As a result, the Bradby Shield was introduced for the first 15 teams, and later on the Sumit Trophy was introduced for the second 15 teams. To commemorate the 75th year of the Bradby Shield, I am honored to be a part of the unveiling of the Royal College Rugby website, the Bradby logo, which going forward will signify the grandeur and the uniqueness of this event, and also the first day stamp cover. As far as I know, this is the first time a rugby game between two schools have been given a logo of its own and commemorative stamp. I must thank Mr. Harit Jayasuriya and his team for making this happen. I also want to thank all the sponsors who have come forward to support both teams and also to be part of the 75th Bradby Shield itself. Without the continuous support of your esteemed companies, this would not have been possible. I want to thank the media for continuously taking great effort to cover all school games and creating more interest about the sport. And finally, to Tulip Hassan, Captain of Royal College, and Seshan Bandaranayak, Captain of Trinity College, you two have the rare privilege of leading the two teams onto the field at the 75th Bradby Shield. But I ask you both is to lead the two teams with pride and honor. Remember that this is a game filled with history and tradition. Play the game, play in the right spirit and play with the respect for one another. Remember that great friendships are made on the field. You are leaders and you will set the standards for what do the others. To both teams, good luck for the upcoming season, and maybe witness a Bradby Shield will go into the history as one of the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. As you mentioned, we will now be moving on to one of the most anticipated items on the agenda this evening. To join our principal on stage, might I now invite Mr. Harit Jayasuriya, the chairman of the Royal College Match Organizing Committee, and the principal of Trinity College, Mr. Andrew Fowler-Watt. And now to ceremoniously hand over the official logo token to the two principals, I invite Mr. Harit Jayasuriya.
and gentlemen, you may take your seats. Our next speaker for the evening is not only an ardent fan of rugby, he is a supporter and fan of all sports. In fact, he is one of the key individuals for the upliftment of all those sports. Thus, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my privilege to welcome the Minister of Telecommunication, Foreign Employment and Sports, the Honorable Harin Fernando, to the podium.
Good evening. The principal of Royal College, the principal of Trinity College, the organizing committee chairman, the rugby advisory committees of Trinity College as well as Royal College, and invitees, players, and all the schoolboys represented here. It gives me great honor and pleasure, to be honest, to be a part of one of the most significant events of rugby that's happening in Sri Lanka. I myself played from 95 to 97, St. Joseph's College. I used to always keep telling my mother, why did you not put me to Royal College or Trinity College? And that is just the simple fact was that Bradby was so high and I was so jealous of Bradby. To be honest, when I was looking at it as being a rugby player, not getting to play a Bradby, I think must be a dream of every rugby player in the country who has not gone to Royal College or Trinity College. So I think you're very blessed, very lucky, and what traditions have been kept is amazing. 75 years, going through all the memory lane, it really shows the value the Trinity College and Royal College hold for the Bradby and the place that they keep in their heart for the Bradby. I think even much bigger than the Royal too, much more anticipated event would be a Bradby in my heart. So at the outset, I would like to congratulate all who's involved. And boy, the Royal College guys have done very well with the sponsors. I've been looking at that and damn, so many sponsors. I hope that I can get a few to my college as well. Having said that, it's a great event. I just want to simply congratulate all of you who's involved, and I'm sure there'll be no love lost when you play the game, but let the game win on that day, and I'm sure all you boys and the best team will definitely come out victorious. The traditions, as the principals mentioned, it's about how you keep your game, your cool, your calmness. But we all say rugby is a game of 80 minutes that you pretend not to be hurt, even though you're hurt. So I hope all you boys will be in good spirits and play the game to the best expectations of all Sri Lankan rugby fans. I do not want to make a speech very long. I'm about to catch a flight, and I hope Sri Lanka cricket survives as well. And I'm not going to say any mottos of colleges and get into a fix. So therefore, I'm not going to say learn or depart would be the ideal thing to say. And I'm going to stick to that. And I hope all you boys will have a fantastic season. I know Royal College is starting tomorrow, and the season kicked off yesterday. I wish Royal College all the best. I hope, I don't mind what happens in Bradby, but I want St. Joseph's to win both the games. I wish you all the best, boys, and I think you are under capable hands. Harit Jayasuriya is a fantastic player in his past, as well as what he's doing to the college is phenomenal. So congratulations. Let the game win, and let's play it hard and clean. Thank you, guys. All the best, and all the best to you.
The players all the very best with a clean and high-spirited game. Thank you very much, Honourable Minister. The show must continue. The Royal College Choir, which you can see to my right, celebrates 100 years this year. The choir represented Sri Lanka at the World Choir Games in South Africa, where they won 3 silver medals in 3 separate categories. They were also gold medalists in the champions category at the Asia Pacific Choir Games in 2017. Miss Surekha Amrasinghe has been the mentor behind the Royal College Choir, and she has been the director of the Royal College Choir since 2004. And today, once again, under her strong guidance, we are proud to welcome the Royal College Choir to the stage.
disgrace, kicking your can all over the place. We will rock you. We will rock you. You're a young man, hard man, shouting in the streets, gonna take on the world someday. Blood on your face, your big disgrace, waving your banner all over the place. We will rock you.
of you all know better than me about Bradby and how you enjoyed and what you heard today and many years. I'm one of the person who's here, not gone for these two great schools like Minister, but I also wish that I had that same experience. But for last 30 years, I think except for 1 or 2 years, I've been witnessing this great game from the day we start sponsoring this Bradby, the best rugby game ever I have seen in the school, game of rugby. I'm sure Minister will not get annoyed with me, but I'm sure he too said the same thing. And we had Singer for the last 30 years with you all, and I'm sure we will continue to do so as much as when you want our services. And I don't want to take much of your time, but I wish all of you all, especially for the two teams and the organizing committees of the two schools and the two principals, for this 75th Bradby to be the best Bradby and you and I can ever seen. Because most of us has very much doubt whether we will last for 100 years of Bradby, unless some of these youngsters. And all of us wish to be there, but I'm sure this year will be the memorable one for all of us. And as a sponsor, we are getting the mammoth support from the both schools at the same time, even though we came forward as to get the commercial benefit out of it. If I say that we are not looking anything for that, it's not the correct thing to do. But I think we cannot value the benefit what we get out of this Bradby Shield matches. So once again, I wish all of you all and look forward to seeing you in Kandy as well as in Columbus. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Samrasinghe. The Arinma Holding Group will be joining the Royal Rugby Fraternity to Shanley for the first time this year. And thus, to represent them and to speak a few words, might I invite Mr. Irshad Ali, the Joint Managing Director.
Good evening to all of you. Honorable Minister, of course, who just left, Harim Fernando, principals of both schools, Royal College and Trinity College, members of the match organizing committee of both schools, Royal and Trinity, secretary of the Royal College Union, members of the Rugby Advisory Committee Council of Royal College, all the sponsors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and of course the teams, Royal and Trinity, and the captains of both schools. It is an honor for Arinma Holdings to have this opportunity to be the team sponsor of Royal College Rugby. With the 10th anniversary of Arinma Holdings, we decided to sponsor Royal Rugby as it reflects what Arinma stands for: young, dynamic, energetic, and of course a champion team. Further, the leadership of Arinma had the privilege of being educated at Royal College, and we forged an even greater comradeship on the rugby field. We are eternally grateful for what Royal College has instilled in us, not just about learning of books and men, but also how to play the game and molding us to be who we are today. For all what Royal College has done for us, we want to give back to our great school by coming on board as the Royal Rugby team's main sponsor and playing our part in helping our school to mold the next generation of young leaders.
is situated in the area of Morley, which is quite significant from a business perspective, as it is an area abundant with pure natural drinking water. The nature of the product requires that extremely stringent hygienic and quality standards are maintained at a high level by our staff, who are constantly trained and updated on the latest global food safety directives. The brand caters to a wide clientele in the retail, modern trade, food services, healthcare and institutional segments.
The official social media partner, Quadrangle. Ladies and gentlemen, can you please give them a warm hand? And now moving on to the official digital media partner, Atom Media, represented by Mr. Vinod Tevamanya, and Mr. Dilshan Satyanjan. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, can we please put our hands together for Mr. Vinod Tevamanya and Mr. Dilshan Satyanjan of Atom Media. Presenting to you our official PR partner, Omnicom Media Group, represented by the Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Keith Vijaysurya. Can we also have a hand for the official lubricant partner, Mobil? The official logistics partner, Mac Holdings. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our final sponsor for the evening, the official catering partner, Green Cabin, represented by Mr. Chirat Devasirendra. And thus, as we bring this segment to a sorrowful end, might I invite all our sponsors and our dignitaries to come on stage as we take the official photograph of the sponsors of 2019. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Long and memorable journey as we take the legacy of Royal Rugby forward. And thus, to conclude with the evening's proceedings, might I now invite
Secretary of the Royal College Rugby Match Organizing Committee, Mr. Dilshan De Silva, with the vote of thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen and distinguished invitees, it's my pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks to all who have helped to make this event a success. Firstly, we express our sincere gratitude to Honorable Arin Fernando of Sports, Mr. Andrew Fowler Watts, Principal Trinity College, Mr. D. Aberatna, Principal Royal College, Mr. Mithila Mendis, Secretary Royal College Union, the Chairman and officials of the Trinity Scrummage for their support and encouragement extended to us. Most importantly, we take this opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude to our sponsors, without whom our event would not have been a success. A special appreciation goes to our event sponsor, Stringer Sri Lanka, main team sponsor, Arima Holdings, and co-team sponsor, Brandix. Also, we would like to extend our gratitude to our official healthcare partner, Lanka Hospitals, official optical partner, Vision Care, official Tuskers partner, Homelands, official beverage partner, Milo, official food partner, Prima, official banking partner, HNB, official water partner, Scan Water, official social media partner, Quadrangle, official digital media partner, Atom, official lubricant partner, McLaren's, and official logistics, Mac Holdings. We also thank Honorable Abdul Halim, Minister of Postal Services and Muslim Affairs, and the staff of the Ministry of Postal, and Mr. Raushan Mausuf, member of 1995 Trinity College for 15, for their support given for us for the 75th Bradby Shield first day cover and the stamp commemoration. Also, we would like to express our sincere thanks to all the electronic and print media institutions who are present today and efforts made to convey our message to the public. I will be falling in my duty if we don't recognize the services rendered by our ad agency, Omnicom Media Group. Finally, a very big thank goes to members of the Trinity Scrummage, Royal College Rugby Match Organizing Committee, and Royal College Rugby Advisory Management Committee for their untiring effort to make this event a success. Thank you all being part of the Royal Rugby 2009 and the 75th Bradby Shield. Hope you all have a pleasant evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That brings us to a conclusion of today's proceedings. Hoping to see all of you once again at the Bradby Shield encounter. In conclusion, please rise for the national anthem.